Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you stopping in. Today we got a couple of little projects we got to do. I don't know, sounds like Brody's sick. The sickness this winter is just unbelievable. I don't know, everyone's always sick. So I don't know, he's been laid up since Saturday morning and waiting for parts for that. We got to get this truck ready to go. We got to go to Iowa, pick up a trailer that we have purchased, which you guys will see, but I was told the batteries were dead, and this thing doesn't turn off automatically, so we didn't charge it over the weekend. But we're gonna put this on and get them juiced up so we're ready to rock and roll. You guys all remember my little tractor. I'm gonna actually get this thing washed up and sell it. I did find a little bit of an upgrade, a lot bigger upgrade. Nothing wrong with this one, but I am gonna wash her up and see if I can get some money out of it. A lot smaller unit. I'm used to a lot bigger equipment than this little guy. Of course, we're gonna spot free rinse it. Can't have Brody giving me crap. So actually, some people might be freaking out that I'm washing the inside of the cab. This tractor ain't actually designed to have a cab on it. That is an aftermarket cab. So everything in there is waterproof, meant for it to be outside, so I think. All right, we'll let that dry a little bit. And I've got a problem with some parts guys never calling me back. So I gotta go trace that down and order some parts for our dump truck. So I got to thinking, if I'm gonna sell this thing, most likely it's gonna go to a homeowner, a town, maybe a guy that don't change oil or know how to change oil. And I probably will have better luck selling it if it's serviced. So I just so happen to have a filter. I'm gonna change the oil, it don't hold much. I also had done a couple of things. I ran these hydraulic hoses right here. This is for the loader or the blower functions. This did not have remotes back here, and I had that little box scraper. So I ran the hoses. I'm gonna take those out because that cost me like 300 bucks. And I might put that on my other tractor, although that does have rear remotes. But regardless, it's expensive and probably no one's gonna use that function. So it ain't gonna increase the value of the tractor.
Well, good morning. It is kind of a interesting day. We are going to be driving the Terra-Gator. It's got to go 25 miles or so to our star mechanic, Mitch. Now this thing hates cold weather, and I mean hates it. Like, this thing has been a snowbird his whole life, refuses to go outside in the cold. It doesn't even like to start in 60-degree weather, which is why it's going to the mechanic. So we've left the charger on it all night to give it as much energy as possible to start this morning. And then we're gonna make the drive, which I don't know this is gonna do in any kind of snow. I know fat tires don't do so well, so hopefully we keep her out of the ditch. Yeah. Well, it's running at least. We'll keep the exhaust in that part. This does have air brakes like a semi would, so it needs to build up air pressure before I can drive it anywhere. So I'm gonna let it do that and let it warm up a little bit, then we'll take off. It's far from warm out, but I got my wallet in case I want to go to Taco John's. It's a bit foggy out. This thing is really nerve-wracking driving on the ice. I do not know its traction at all. I do know it gets stuck very easily, so I do not want to go into the snowdrift, but we are starting the trek, just like old times. Oh no, fogging up already. Come on, more juice. The heat works at least. Usually I'm struggling to keep this thing cold. The AC was always so bad in it, but it's always had good heat. For those of you that are not too familiar with the Terra-Gator, pretty simple. All this right here is how you unfold and fold up the booms. 70-foot booms down here. That's my forward and reverse, and then I just press the orange buttons to shift gears. There's no clutch while you're shifting gears, just a clutch to get going from 0 to forward or to reverse. It does actually have cruise control. This is our screen that we use to map the fields, to know where it's spread, control the rate, type in everything for what product you're spreading, basically all of our data management. And the iPad up here is for the spread sense that we have on this to know if I got a plugged air tube. But yeah, it's got section control, but it's one boom at a time, so half the width of the machine. So I can shut off the right side or I can shut off the left side. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. Just drive fast. It does have auto track too. That's this box. You set that up, that will kick you out at 27 miles an hour, which if the field is smooth, we have done that before. And then you're really getting stuff done. Not quite as much as the Pro Force. Well, we made her. Open the door, Mitchell. He said he was gonna have room for us. This thing cannot sit outside, otherwise it'll never start again.
Eric's finally here. Okay, oil is changed, should be good. So the day's kind of gotten away from me, and I found something concerning on the blower. Thought I should fix it before selling it, obviously, because people might see it and say, aha, no, thank you. So since I had a gravel yard for many years, where the blower spins in there had gotten very, very thin, and a rock had poked through it. So since I have the tools and everything, and it's gonna be hard to sell a blower that has a hole in it, I got some like 1/8 inch thick steel and took all this out and welded in a new framework. So actually it's probably thicker metal than what it came with in factory, but it was a very frustrating and awkward project to work on, so that's why I didn't film it. But anyways, it's ready to go. Next job is this is the hood opener for the big Kodiak, and Eric stripped it off while it was busted, but then, you know, big Sweden is massive power. It's twisted the bolts off.
This big 3/8 drive no longer just tore off.
So I'm gonna hold, which one you wanna do first?
I can only reach this one.
Hang on, I need more hands. All right, hammer time. Wow, that actually worked. Oh, nothing to it. Did they send new hardware?
No.
Oh, that's nice. All right, we got one chance because it's got sticky tape. We went with chrome rather than silver. Eric's not for it, but you know, I like chrome, so. Uh-oh, it won't go in.
Push.
Okay, there we go. All right, cinch her down.
It's binding. It's not good. I sure as heck wouldn't use this handle to open the hood. Is that normal?
What are you seeing? It's leaking still.
It's another hole.
So he's trying to resurrect this old wreck that he found in our other yard's shed that blew over.
It's the only thing that...
And she's rusted through and he's trying to spot weld it.
This is how they used to be, huh?
Oh, that's the good model.
Oh?
Well,
They quit making them like that.
It's junk.
you gonna hit her again?
No?
Okay, that'll be the new automatic drip. We don't ever need to drain the tank. It'll just come out of there. Automatic. It's automatic. Okay, well, failed on that too.
The guys are outside having not so much fun cleaning out a bin. But I am back working on the 9530. It has been inspected now and they did find some stuff wrong. So anyways, after the inspection, this fan drive has some movement to it. The bearings are getting wore. It does have a gasket that has gone out on this front cover. It's quite a bit in parts to my understanding, if you can even get the parts. Problem is when those bearings start going bad and it starts to throw oil, what I was told is it goes bad and fails very quick. So that's kind of a must fix. It is rubbing here on an intake tube. That is from when the hood is closed. I guess on these earlier models, the hood was made and then that problem arose and they actually remade the hood, slightly different shape. And they say you can buy a new hood to fix that problem. Yeah, I don't even want to know what that costs, but we'll probably just put some rubber on it or something, just so that we don't wear that intake tube too thin. Some other problems, we got some seal leakage, like a transmission and whatnot, nothing super detrimental to my understanding. But we do have a lot of cracks on the track. You know, these things don't really have anything for suspension, so these vibrate a ton. This big shield is just to keep mud off of and dust out of this area, but underneath the brackets hold these two accumulator tubes, is what I'm going to call them, which work with the track tensioning cylinder there. And it is very cracked in the back. So, both sides. So I've started on the other side here, trying to take it out. I don't know anything about these accumulators besides that you have to detension the tracks before you disconnect any hydraulic fittings because it is under extreme pressure. We don't want to mess with that, so I am trying to take this bracket out. I've already got the big mud shield taken off, but I need to get this thing out. You can see one crack here, and it's cracked just the same in the back, and the other side is actually much worse. So I'm in the process of trying to hang these high pressure missiles up in the air so I can slide this out the back. That's what we're working on. What I am trying to get into is down in here. You can see I've taken out two bolts right here. The other two are buried under all that dirt. So I'm gonna get that cleaned out, pop them other two bolts loose, and I think this is gonna work. We didn't even explode the missile. Might as well use the vacuum. We work in hospital-like conditions here. Always clean. I got it out. Cracked and cracked, cracked through. The one you guys could see, yeah. We're just gonna weld it. I'm gonna try drilling holes at the end of the cracks to stop the crack from growing and then welding all that shut. Usually I just weld the crack shut, but we're gonna try it. This is, yeah, okay. This is gonna be a two-hander. You guys know how I struggle with drill bits, so I'm gonna take the faster route. I also always go blind after running this plasma cutter, so we're double layered. We'll see if this works. Ah, I can still see. Okay, that's very loud. Making a dust storm. So, why am I putting holes in a bracket that I'm putting back on the tractor? I am going to weld those shut. Cracks form at stress concentration points. If my engineering degree taught me anything, making a circle there opens that up. Basically relieves the stress at that point where it wants to keep spreading. I'm then going to weld that hole and the whole crack shut. Ideally, you would make a trench where this crack is. I'm not gonna, well, maybe I am. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna weld the crack now. So I don't know if the plasma cutter works to alleviate stress, but it looks like we've now shot this piece of metal. That's all the ends of the crack. So now I gotta weld. You know how I said the other side was worse? It was only being held on by the dust mud flap that was mounted to the top. So yeah, these are junk.
So back to Eric's project here. I stole his welder and he wasn't very happy.
I couldn't believe it. Ouch. I think I got small ear canals. These are always so hard to push in. But I had big earlobes detached.
You
Nice.
do have big giant
Nice.
ones.
It
Bulbous.
runs
I'll call
in the-
them bulbous.
It runs in the family.
So let's double team this. You do some welding. I'm gonna make some gussets here, the plasma cutter, to make it strong because well, you guys seen what happened.
What did you say we were gonna do?
Don't confuse me or them. Well, not too bad. It was definitely because of the cutting job I did.
Yeah.
All right, we did one side. The other side is actually completely broken off. Did you tell him how much this thing costs?
I don't remember.
Don't look that expensive. You know, you might think a couple $100. I suppose it is a lot of steel and welded on nuts. That's extra charge for that.
And the paint.
And the paint, of course, but $1,900 a piece. And how much for this part?
That was $750.
$750 for that. That's an add-on.
Yeah.
That's not an option. That's an extra.
That's for the mud, which we need.
Well, that'll never see mud because the 2-track won't make it. Won't make it.
You're right, it'll be stuck looking at the wet spot.
So you're gonna keep working, ain't it? Quitting time?
Is that clock right?
I think it's a little slow.
Then I'm going home.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching today's video. We appreciate it, and tune in next time, see what we're into. It was a exciting day.
A lot going on. What did you do?
Yeah.
You were kind of working on your own personal stuff again. I don't know if I'm talking loud or not. I got earplugs in.
You should do that all the time. Then you talk better.
Yeah, that's true.
Louder.
Well, I'm going to keep working.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.